Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my June empties and low buy update video. These are all of the products I have finished off since my last low buy update about a month ago. I was supposed to be catching up on these videos. It is now July 13th and it turns out this is going to go up exactly a month after last month's. So I'm not really catching up, but I don't know what happened. It's been another busy month. But basically in these videos, I talk about what products I finished since my last update, and I talk about where I'm at with my low buy balance. I kind of have a modified 2 out, 1 in policy. I explain it as best as I can in a video I've linked down below when I initially started my low buy update. So if you haven't caught that, you could check it out in the description box. So let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about this month. I finished another candle. I don't finish candles that often, so I figured I'm going to start mentioning them when I do. This is Fresh Picked Pink Passion Fruit by Bath & Body Works. I did not love this candle. It smelled very candle-y. I probably bought this from an online purchase during one of their semi-annual clearance sales without ever having smelled it. But it says the amazing juiciness of an island fruit inspired this combination of vine-ripened passion fruit, guava, and sugar cane. I can smell all of those things, but I also just smell a big ol' honkin' candle smell that kind of ruins it for me. I didn't enjoy this very much at all, but I'm really glad it's gone. It's pretty old. I don't know when I bought this, but I haven't bought a Bath & Body Works candle in many years, so I don't know if that affected the smell or not, but yeah. All I thought about the whole time I was burning this was how I couldn't wait to get back to my hide nor hair candles that I love so much more than Bath & Body Works candles now, and that's what I'm burning now, and I'm very happy again. I have 3 more little perfume sample empties for this month. I finished off Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, Daisy by Marc Jacobs, and Issey Miyake Le Eau de Issey. The only one of these that stood out to me was Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. I thought that was a phenomenal scent. The other 2 didn't do it for me. Glad to have used them. Glad they're gone. Didn't think much of them at all. Carolina Herrera's Good Girl did go on my wants list, but it might be there for a long time. I have not yet used enough samples to earn another half point towards my low buy bank, but I am tracking those samples, and when I get to 10, I will earn another half point towards my low buy bank. Should happen next month, fingers crossed. I finished my little sample of Olay Ultra Moisture, oh boy. I finished my sample of body wash from Olay. I probably bought this before I was traveling at some point. I didn't need it. It sat in my office as like back stock, and I have decided I probably don't need to have this for a what if situation for traveling. And if I really need another body wash, I'll probably just go out and buy one. Although obviously whatever trip I was on, I didn't need this at all. Most hotels provide you with some soap if you need it. And that's probably what I used on whatever trip I had bought this for. So I ended up just using this up. I enjoyed it very much, and I've actually refilled this because the body wash I'm currently working on is this right here from Plant Apothecary, and nothing infuriates me more than the packaging on this body wash because I'd have to twist the top off every time. There's no flip top lid. So I've been dumping product in here and using this because this has a really nice convenient flip top, which I prefer much more. And this is now actually currently empty. So this should be in my empties for for July, but this is gone for June. I'm so confused. I have a few empties for the face. First of all, I finished this Hydrating Cleansing Oil from Julep Beauty. I really enjoyed this. It was a very liquidy pump of cleansing oil. I used it to loosen up my eye makeup before I washed my face. It's kind of like a first cleanse. It worked very well. I do kind of prefer the solid cleansers a little bit more, like the cleansing balms. But for a liquid cleanser, this was very good. It lasted forever. When I first got this, I thought, I'll knock this out in a few months. It lasted a very, very, very long time. And if you like a liquid cleanser, I would highly recommend this from Julep. Julep isn't at Ulta anymore, but you can still find their stuff on Amazon and I think the Julep website. This product was sent to me complimentary from Julep in PR, and I'm very grateful for it, but my opinions, as always, are my own. Actually, these next two products were also sent to me through PR. This is the Skin Diva 20% vitamin C and E ferulic acid serum. Skin Diva reached out to me through Instagram and offered to send this to me, and I gladly said yes. This was a little bit too liquidy for my preferences. I like a serum that has a little bit more consistency to it. It's just a little, it felt a little too much like water for me to feel like it was doing much. But if you like a nice thin liquidy serum, this might be for you. It just wasn't for me, but I did use it all up and I didn't have any problems with it either. There were no negative reactions, no like breakouts, but I would prefer a thicker serum for me personally. And finally, I finished this moisturizer from Osea. I've been having a hard time knowing how I'm supposed to pronounce this. I keep wanting to call it OC. But I was watching a video from Leanne Says, her most recent video was like a week ago, and her video was sponsored by this brand, and she kept calling it Osea. So I would have to assume that if the brand sponsored her video, she's saying it correctly. But this is the Osea Seabiotic Water Cream. I had this in my A to Z project pan. This is a moisturizer that is recommended for both AM and PM because it does not have any SPF in it. I only used it for PM. I thought it was really, really good. I cleaned that sucker out as much as I could. It didn't break. I might have woken up the whole house, but it didn't break. I'm really not sure where this product is sold, if it can be found at like Ulta or Sephora. But I thought this was very good, and if I was in the market for another moisturizer, I would definitely consider this. Fortunately, I'm not in the market for another nighttime moisturizer. I have loads of them to get through, and I'm gonna be talking about one in a little bit. Okay, next are my makeup empties. It was a pretty good month for finishing up makeup. I'm very happy. First of all, I finished off one of these shadows in my e.l.f. 100 pan palette. I keep track of these for the sake of my low buy, and when I finish off a pan, even though this entire palette is not an empty and it's going to stick around, I will be giving myself a point towards my low buy bank for finishing another one off. And the one I finished was this one up here. It is all gone. It was a kind of bone colored, vanilla colored matte shade that I could have used as a powder to set my eyeshadow primer. If I used a matte highlighter, I could have used it in that way, although I really am not the type of person to use a matte highlighter. I like a shimmery highlighter. And in the end, I discovered it made a pretty decent under eye setting powder, which was how I finally finished it off. That shadow is in my Beauty A to Z project pan. I'm so excited to be able to talk about that at my next update in a few weeks. Because I don't think I've talked about it yet. No. So that is going to be another empty for that project. But that will be earning me a point towards my low buy. I also finished this little no-name powder. This is a little powder that I depotted from a palette years and years and years ago. I've told the story before, but about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, I discovered magnetic palettes and I bought like 8 of them. And I depotted everything I could get my hands on, everything I could get out of its original packaging into those magnetic palettes. I made detailed notes about what palettes each product came from, what name they were called, everything. And then over the years, I rearranged those palettes so many times that I have forgotten what a lot of those products were, and I'm kind of kicking myself now in hindsight, but I have to get over it because there's nothing I could do about it other than try to use them up. But I use this, even though this is a tiny little pan, I use this powder as an all over like face setting powder. It worked fine for that. I honestly don't even know if that was its original purpose, but that's what I used it up as. It worked fine. This was part of my inventory of depotted face powders, and of which I had 3, and now I'm down to 2. So really excited to have that inventory category go down by 1. And this is another product from my Beauty A to Z. So it's going to be an exciting update. I also finished my lip oil from Ulta Beauty in the scent Sweet Rose. This is in Deck of Panning, right? I think this is in my Deck of Panning project. It was an almost empty at my last update. Some of you guys even suggested that I should have counted it as an empty, and I thought about it, but to be honest, I probably had another good 2 weeks of usage in just what little was left in this packaging. So I think I made the right call by not giving myself credit for it last month, but it was tempting. It certainly was, and I'm glad it's gone. I have way too many products that fit under the category of moisturizers, even though I only have like a few more lip oils. I'm really glad to have one more out, and I'm excited to have one less like lip treatment product to be working on because I feel like I have a lot going on right now. And I'm excited to be able to roll something new in at my next update for Deck of Panning. I also have this, which is another Deck of Panning product. This is my Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Purple Royal Purple Rain. This is a deluxe sample, and I used it all up. It took quite a while, but to be honest, it didn't take quite a while, if you know what I mean. Like, it didn't go overnight, but I felt like I was able to get through it pretty quickly. This was drying out when I started working on it, and I ended up dropping some drops of Duraline right down the middle of the packaging, and it rehydrated it, which was a wonderful tip. That tip was actually given to me by my friend Nicole, who is Tinkerbell Rocks over on Instagram. She gave me the suggestion, and it worked like a charm. And I'm so glad I have a way to revive these highliners because I can't repurchase them. Marc Jacobs isn't around at this point in time. I don't know if they're ever coming back or not, but at this moment, if I wanted to replace a dried out highliner, I could not. So it's great that there is a way to kind of revive these products when they get dry, because once they start to dry out, they are pretty much useless. So really happy to have this gone. This little guy is going to earn me a ½ a point towards my low buy because I did charge myself 1 point when all of these little samples came in. And my final empty for the month, and my final makeup empty for the month, is a lip product. 2 lip products in 1 month is very, very, very exciting for me. This is my Neutrogena Color Stick in Sweet Watermelon. This is another product that is in my Beauty A to Z. And here it is right here. I do like these Neutrogena Color Stick products. I didn't love this shade in particular. It was a little bit too much of a frosty pink. And the way I enjoyed this the most was layering it over other lip products that were more matte to give them a little bit of shine, but not as much as a standalone lip product. It was a little bit too much Barbie pink for me on its own. And I like pink. I mean, I love pink, but this just wasn't quite right. It just reminded me a little bit too much of the 90s and not enough of the 2020s. But yeah, really excited to have a lip product out of my inventory. This was my 2nd year working on this product, so it took me, I probably worked on it off and on for about 1.5 years. But very happy to have another lip product out of my category and another product out of my Beauty A to Z project pan. Those are all of my empties since last month's update. Let's jump over to my low buy update. Last month, my low buy balance was at negative 103 points. That is not good, but it's basically an all-time low for 2023, so I'll take it. I went back to a video from about 1.5 years ago to see if I charged myself any points for that Osea moisturizer. And the video where I brought that Osea moisturizer was the doozy, where I really lost control of my low buy balance, my low buy bank. And I had to add 62 points to my low buy bank in that one video. That was a doozy. I think that was November of 2021. That's kind of where things really fell apart. But I am still working to see if I can dig myself out of that hole. A lot of you guys have suggested along the way that I wipe the slate clean and, you know, give myself a fresh start. It is tempting. When I first created this low buy plan, I never in a million years guessed that it would be as restrictive as it is. And a lot of you guys that have tried this plan yourselves have also mentioned to me that you find it to be pretty tough to stick to. But I also feel like if it wasn't this tough, I'd be shopping. I'd be shopping a lot more than I am. And so this is, even though to be in the hole so much for my low buy balance hurts a little bit, it's also been good for me. So we're going to stay the course and we're going to see where we end up at the end of all this. With all of these empties, I am going to give myself 5.5 points towards my low buy bank, which is a pretty good month for me. The empties I'm going to give myself points for are the Osea moisturizer, the lip oil, the color stick, the eyeshadow from my e.l.f. 100 pan palette, that's 4. The No Name powder, 5. And 0.5 point for the Marc Jacobs highliner. So that's 5.5. That would bring my low buy balance down to negative 97.5. The question is, did anything new come in to offset my low buy balance? And the answer is, oh yeah. Yeah, something came in. Lots of stuff came in. First of all, I was lucky enough to receive 2 products from Influencer. These are both from the brand It Cosmetics. They are both skincare products. This is the It Bye Bye Dark Spots Concentrated Derma Serum. And this is the It Confidence in a Cream Transforming Moisturizing Super Cream. I have been testing these products out for several months now. I found both of them to be very good. What I can say about this serum is it is exactly what I think of when you say the word serum. I've tested serums that are very liquidy and thin, like a water. I've tested serums that are so thick, it almost feels like I'm putting a moisturizer on my face. This is like a traditional serum where it's clear, it is liquidy, but it's thicker than a liquid. It's thicker than like a water. It's got some viscosity to it. I don't know if that's the right word. I might just be making that up, but it's a little bit thicker. It has a slight floral scent, which I don't mind at all. It is to be used in the morning and the night. I think it's working really well. I really like this. If you like different serums and you're interested in this, I would definitely recommend it. This moisturizer is also recommended for AM and PM use. Again, because there's no SPF in this moisturizer, as far as I could tell. I've only been using it in the evenings. It's a little bit thicker. I'm sure it would work just fine in the mornings, but due to how thick this cream is, I do prefer it in the evenings anyways. This smells different from the serum. I can't quite figure out what it is, but there's something a little bit more herbally to it. It's not as florally as the serum. It smells a little bit more herbally, but I'm not sure what it is. I've really been enjoying this. Again, it hasn't broken me out. It hasn't given me any trouble. It leaves my skin feeling very moisturized and supple, and I like it a lot, but I only use it at nighttime due to the fact that it does not have any SPF in it as far as I know. Both of these products were sent to me through Influencer. I think I already mentioned that. I don't feel like I need to charge myself 2 points for the serums. I'm kind of on top of my serums coming in and leaving, but this I definitely need to charge myself a point for because my nighttime moisturizers are still an out of control category. I have way too many of them and I need to get my numbers down. So I feel like I definitely need to charge myself 2 points for this one coming in. This past month, it was also time for me to cash in my Ulta beauty points. I do, even though I am on a low buy and I'm not really shopping at Ulta, I do have an Ulta MasterCard, and I'm able to accumulate some points from using that MasterCard at gas stations and grocery stores and things like that. I do pay my credit card off every month. I have other credit cards too, where I could accumulate cash. Like I have a Discover card and I have an Apple credit card that earns cash back. But I, for some reason, cannot part with that Ulta card, and I use it still. I don't know why, but I think it's kind of like a treat yourself thing. Like, yeah, I'm on a low buy, but dang it, I want to earn some free points. So I ended up spending less than $5 on everything in this box because I used points for pretty much this entire order, which is great. The reason I decided to pull the trigger and finally use those points is that because I am no longer a platinum member at Ulta, my points don't roll over after a year. So once a year, I make a shopping list with the help of my friend Dominica, who for the second year has given me her recommendations for things I should buy, and have a little shopping spree at Ulta. So that's what this is. Some of it's sensible, some of it's not. All right, let's just dig in here. The first product at the top of the box are these self-grip rollers from Drybar called High Tops. This is a product that Dominica recommended I try. They are those kind of Velcro-y rollers. There's two different sizes. There's three bigger and three smaller. Like that. There is hair on them because I have been trying them out. I'm still figuring them out. I'm not big on hair care. When it comes to styling my hair, I tend to air dry more than anything else. I like to put a little hair oil in on the days that I wash it, and that is about it. So I am still trying to figure these out. Even though I wouldn't charge myself points for these, I have to be careful about bringing products like this into my life too, because these will take up space as well. And at the end of the day, everything about my low buy is taking up less space. So I now have to find a place to store these in my life. But I'm glad I bought them, and I was curious to try them out and to see. I did put some in my hair this morning after I got out of the shower. I didn't blow dry my hair. I just put them in and let them air dry. And although I don't feel like they really curled my hair, I do feel like I've had a little bit more volume up here. It has also been unbelievably humid and rainy all day today, so I'm not sure if there's any product that could really have saved me, especially without using any kind of heat product. But I'm gonna keep playing with those and see if I could figure them out and see if they can work for me and give me a little bit of volume. Another recommendation from Dominica is the shampoo and conditioner from the Matrix. This is the Matrix High Amplify Conditioner and Shampoo. I have never tried Matrix shampoos or conditioners, but she highly recommended them and thought I would love them, especially for volumizing, which is an area of concern for me and my hair. I have really no complaints about my hair other than at times it can look a little flat. So I figured, sure, if this is recommended, I will give this a try. These are pretty good size bottles. These are big guys. I do have another shampoo and conditioner that I feel like I need to use up first before I try these out. So these are gonna sit in the back and wait in the wings for a minute, but I will get to those soonish and see if they're as good as Dominica says they are. The next product is the final product that was one of Dominica's recommendations. This is the Ordinary Direct Acids Lactic Acid 5% HA, a mild lactic acid, superficial peeling formula. I have tried a few products from The Ordinary in the past, but I don't think I've ever tried this product. It is recommended for use in the PM. This is a product that claims to target uneven tone, texture irregularities, and fine lines. She basically claimed that I will look 5 years younger if I start using this, and that was good enough for me. So I will give this a try. Like I said, I've never tried this product. I've tried the Buffet Maybe only the Buffet. I'm not sure what else I've tried from The Ordinary, but this is uncharted territory for me. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm not afraid of chemical peels, which I think this might fall under, which might be a category this falls under. But yeah, I'll have to give this a go and see. I mean, if I start looking 5 years younger, you will know what it was. It was probably this. The rest of this haul are the products I chose for myself. I decided to go ahead and get 2 more of my Essence Lash Primers. This is the Volume Booster Lash Primer, Super Volume with Super Fruits. I believe it smells a little bit peachy when you first open it. I really like this as a mascara primer. I've liked other mascara primers as well, but this is the cheapest cruelty-free mascara primer that I know of. And so I've kind of been sticking with this for a while, and I'm currently working on my last one, and it is almost gone. It probably should have been in this month's Empties, but I'm going to hang on to it for 1 more month. But I was definitely due for another backup or 2 of these. So I went ahead and got 2 of those. I also got a setting spray from Flower Beauty. This is called the Flower Jet Set Invisible Powder Spray. I had no idea that this was going to be in like an aerosolized can. I did not see that coming, and maybe if I would have known that, I wouldn't have purchased this. I did not know it was going to be in this kind of a can. The reason I wanted to try this out and the reason I was so intrigued was the powder spray. One of my favorite all-time setting sprays for summertime is the Peach Mist setting spray from Too Faced. It is so good at setting my skin and leaving it looking less greasy throughout the day, keeping my skin from getting super oily throughout the day, especially in the summertime when I tend to produce a little bit more oil. And that Too Faced is no longer selling that setting spray. And so when I saw this had the word powder in it, I thought, well, maybe this would be a dupe for that Peach Mist setting spray that I love so much that is no longer being sold. So I wanted to buy this to see if it was a dupe for the Too Faced Peach Mist setting spray. I really do think that my biggest issue in the summertime in particular are keeping my oils at bay throughout the day, and I wanted to try it out. So I got this. My setting sprays are a category that are not part of my low buy any longer. It's considered an under control category. So I figured, why not try this out? The can is pretty small. This is only 1.5 ounces too. I'm a little shocked by the fact that this is aerosol, and I'm a little shocked by how tiny this can is, but I will give it a go and see if it works. I hope I don't love it. I'm kind of hoping I hate that product because I don't want to fall in love with an aerosol can of setting spray, but we'll see. I've never really bought anything from Flower Beauty. That might be the first product I've purchased from Flower Beauty. I think that's my first Flower Beauty purchase. And my final purchase from this Ulta Beauty haul is the Whopper. I saved the best for last. I decided to go ahead and get this big guy. It's huge. This is Viva La Juicy Gold Couture. This is one of the perfume samples that I've tried out in the past year or so that I absolutely loved. And I knew I wanted a full size of this as soon as I smelled it. And it's kind of been the standard that I've compared all of the perfume samples I've tried to since. And I really hemmed and hawed about whether or not I should buy this because I am trying to reduce the amount of perfumes that I own. And this is a big guy. This is a 3.4 ounce. However, in the end, I decided that I could get this gigantic perfume and charge myself 2 points for it coming into my stash, or I could buy something significantly smaller and end up charging myself a lot more points. So in the end, this did the least amount of damage to my low buy, and it's something I've been pining for a year now. And I figured, yep, we're gonna go for it. So I got this big guy. I am no expert of perfumes. I'm no expert of Viva La Juicy. I did try the original Viva La Juicy recently, and I loved that very much too. I would love to do like a side-by-side comparison of the two scents, but I remember loving this so much. Now that I have this again and I'm smelling it again, I do kind of feel like this is more of a winter scent for me than a summer scent. It feels a little too heavy for me right now, but it smells just as wonderful as I remember, and I think I'm going to love it as soon as the weather cools off a little. I just think it's a little bit too heavy for this time of year, but oh my gosh, this is just as good as I remember it. Delicious. It is a gorgeous perfume, and I hope to wear it a lot or some this winter, even though I'm sure I will still be panning perfumes this winter also. This is where the bulk of my $200 Ulta Beauty points haul went to. This was quite a splurge. There are other perfumes that I'm really, really dying to have. The main one on my list that is kind of like driving me a little bit crazy is that pistachio flavored perfume from KLE, which is only sold at Sephora. I cannot order it through Ulta, unfortunately. And I've never even smelled it. Just based on the description of it, I think I would love it, but I need to get a sample of it and see if I like it as much as I think I will. But it seems like it's getting glowing reviews from everybody who's trying it, and yep, I really want to smell it. So I might take a trip to a local Sephora and see if I can get a sample of it to try out. The other perfume that's been catching my attention is another perfume that I've never smelled, and it is from Anna Sui. And even though Anna Sui is sold at Beautylish, this perfume, as far as I can tell, is only available directly from the Anna Sui website. But it's basically, they came out with 3 cute little ice cream sundae shaped perfume scents, and the one that I'm the most intrigued by is the purple one. So I would love to try a sample of that perfume too. I don't know where I could get a sample from. Maybe Anna Sui sends out samples. I should see. I would love to try a sample of that perfume. But for now, this is the perfume that I purchased. I have no regrets. It smells beautiful. And it was a good way to use up a chunk of my Ulta Beauty points. And to get this gigantic perfume and all of these other products that I've mentioned today for $4 was kind of fun and exciting. So even though lots of new things have come into my life, I am only going to charge myself low buy points for these 2 items. 2 points for this guy, 2 points for this guy. That means I need to count 4 points total against my low buy, which leaves my low buy balance for the month of July 2023 at negative 101.5 points. All right, that is where we are at. I don't have any strong opinions or feelings about it. I knew that this was going to be a rocky month. I'm pretty sure next month is going to be a rocky month as well. However, despite all of these new products coming in, I am very, 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 very relieved that my low buy balance did still go down a little. Not much, but a little, and I will take it. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Dominica for helping me spend my Ulta Beauty points. I had a lot of fun reviewing your suggestions and deciding which of your recommendations would best fit me and my needs for now. And a lot of the other recommendations you gave me have gone on my loves list for a possible future purchase. So thanks again for helping me spend my points. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you and talking about these things with you. So again, that is it for this update. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.